Hey, I'm Jusko from Proud Money. Mastercard today announcing a new top tier designation for credit cards that use its payment network. It is called the World Legend tier. So there are going to be soon World Legend Mastercards out there on the market. And in fact, Mastercard says one of the first World Legend cards is coming very soon from one of its biggest partners. My guess would be that that is the Citi Strata Elite that we know is about to come out. But the question is, what does it mean to be a World Legend Mastercard? Well, we'll get to that question in a second, and I have thoughts. But first, we need to talk about the second part of the announcement, which is the Mastercard Collection. A lot of new branding happening today for Mastercard. The Mastercard Collection is a suite of benefits that you may get on a World Legend Mastercard, but also potentially on a World Elite Mastercard or even a World Mastercard. And the components of the Mastercard Collection that they are talking about today are, first off, on the dining end, which could be priority access to restaurants that are the hot thing in town, and there could be other dining experiences as well. A lot of this is about experiences. And then you have entertainment, which could be priority access to tickets for concerts or sporting events. And then you have the travel aspect, which the way they put it is access to fast track lanes in the airport that are going to get you through faster, as well as airport lounge networks. Now you might say to yourself, aren't dining, entertainment, and travel the focus of every credit card company, and aren't experiences what every credit card company is pushing? In fact, every company in the whole world, it seems like. And the answer is yes. So the angel or the devil is going to be in the details here in terms of Mastercard's new tier and the Mastercard Collection. For now, we get a lot of feel-good pictures of people living the good life, whether that is scootering around Europe or floor seats at a concert, or people gathered around having a great time with their beautiful friends of every race and ethnicity, conveniently included. So it all sounds pretty good, and maybe in the near future you and I will have our own World Legend Mastercards, and we will feel pretty good about ourselves, and we will make our hands into the shape of a heart on a concert floor. But there is one problem with this new tier, and I think anybody that is even familiar with the idea that there is a World Elite Mastercard versus a World Mastercard, or a Visa Infinite versus a Visa Signature, you will know what that problem is. And that is, these card designations have no consistent meaning. If you are thinking of a World Elite Mastercard or a Visa Signature or whatever, and you were thinking, well, that means I am going to get, some kind of access to concert tickets that other people don't get, or I'm going to get free Lyft rides, or I'm going to get TSA pre-check credit, or whatever, what you might find out is that maybe you will and maybe you won't. One World Elite might have it, one World Elite might not. And the reason why is because essentially the banks themselves who are issuing these credit cards on the Mastercard network or Visa network, as the case might be, they are actually deciding, sort of cherry picking, what of those benefits they want to offer. And even if you might think a World Elite means a certain thing, the bank might decide it means something else. And as long as Mastercard says, sure, you can call it a little World Elite, even though it doesn't have some of these benefits that we kind of, tout as being part of World Elite, or Visa on the other hand, if they let the banks sort of do that same thing, well, then you have a card that has one of these designations, but you're not necessarily getting what you think you're getting, or maybe you have no idea what you maybe are getting because you don't know what they mean to begin with. And my assumption is that it will be the same story when it comes to the World Legend designation. So let's say this Citi Strata Elite that is about to come out is going to be the Citi Strata Elite World Legend Mastercard. Well, that might mean something in the case of this particular card because it might be the first World Legend Mastercard that comes out. But then that World Legend Mastercard might show up somewhere else on some other credit card from a different bank that issues credit cards, and then it might have a different set of benefits that come with it that are maybe some of the things that we think of as being a World Legend Mastercard, but maybe not. And if there's no consistency, then World Legend Mastercard just doesn't have a meaning in the same way that oftentimes World Elite or Visa Signature or Visa Infinite has any meaning otherwise. So as far as a lot of people are concerned, if they even understand that those things exist on these different cards, it's really the same as just kind of grandiose marketing where you could call something awesome, super awesome, or super duper awesome. For example, as I mentioned, one of the pieces of the Mastercard collection is travel, where they talk about getting through the airport in sort of a streamlined way where you can use these fast track lanes and you can access airport lounges, but they keep it all very generic. And unless Mastercard has really pulled some sort of secret mission out there where they have come up with their own Mastercard fast track lanes and their own network of airport lounges, you can assume that what that means is you are getting a credit for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry or Clear, and the lounges are going to be the Priority Pass network in some manifestation. So these are things that we don't know exactly what they are, but we can take a pretty good guess based on what exists out there in the real world right now. So when we see that, does a World Legend Mastercard always mean you're going to get Priority Pass? Does it always mean you're going to get some sort of Clear or Global Entry or TSA PreCheck credit? Well, we will find out in the future, but my guess is that you will continue to not know for sure, and you will just hope that your super duper awesome Mastercard is better than the just super awesome Mastercard. So for some people, the introduction of the World Legend Mastercard might seem like big news, and for some merchants it might seem like big news because it probably means they're going to be expected to pay higher merchant fees on those particular cards when they are used. But for the average card holder, it probably is just semantics. It feels like the same thing as any other Mastercard that they might have in their wallet. So we will see. Maybe Mastercard will work harder with the banks to try to make this feel like something that truly is special instead of just sort of marketing gibberish, but that has so far not ever really worked with any of the designations from these payment networks, maybe because they are not the ones that are actually issuing the cards. They are only the payment network that is trying to sort of influence the banks in terms of how they market those cards. So that's it for this video. Would love to hear your thoughts about it in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching.